G'day gang, GameolioDan here, how you going? Back in the Elder Scrolls Online Summerset expansion. I'm just running my butt over there to see this person, but I could actually use this. Oh, look at that flaming fiery phantom horse. Alright, I'm gonna use that right up here. Oh, actually, let's cross the bridge. Draconic power increased. The person we need to see is... What? Hang on a second. Oh, what happened? Giamat, Summerset is not the wondrous paradise the heralds proclaimed it to be. Despite the fine words in the Queen's decree, the High Elves want nothing to do with outsiders. They treat the newcomers worse than a mud flea on a guar. As soon as I stepped off the boat, priests from the monastery collected me for some sort of cultural assessment to ascertain my understanding of societal rules and regulations. However, no one actually asked me any questions. They locked me in a cell somewhere in the bowels of the monastery, along with other newcomers to the island. Something about the whole affair felt wrong to me, like warm water in an otherwise cool stream. When I heard one of the monks give thanks with Daedric prayer, I knew I had to get out of there. I used the talents I learned from associates who may or may not have belonged to the Thieves Guild. I know you disapprove, my friends, and slipped out of the cell and away from the monastery. In the morning, I plan to head to Eleanor. Hopefully, I can secure passage back to Merkmire there. Frankly, at this point, any destination would be preferable to here. Soxolza? Well, Soxolza. You didn't get too far, did you? Alright, well. Where's the next area? Got one over here. Oh, actually, there was one just back there. Oh, well, let's go. Go right on this way. Ride through these fair lands. Actually quite nice, isn't it? Unlike Morrowind, which is all fire and brimstone and flame and the lava, and which in its own way was nice too. Some windmills in the background there. I wonder if this was actually... I imagine... Oh, there's a sky shot here. I imagine you could have gone to this area in one of the Elder Scrolls games. Perhaps one of the first one or the second one. Because while I haven't played those two, I have heard that they actually were huge and you could go everywhere. That's one sky shard. I believe the second one was even bigger than the first one, which is amazing. Considering how long ago it was, and yeah, actually, it's interesting. I wouldn't mind going and actually, well, try and giving it a go, you know? See if I could get it going and trying to play it. Where are we going? Oh, okay. If for nothing else, to see like the scope, you know? How large are the cities? How long does it take to travel from one place to another? Is there fast travel? What was it like back then? I have watched a YouTube video of somebody in like a dungeon, and the whole episode was them in that one dungeon, so... Okay... Just taking in the sights here. So in between that first video and the second video, I think it was must be about an hour or two. And yeah, it's a daylight now. That's how quick it happens. It was nighttime before. I'm kind of wanting to get this way shrine over here, so that's why I'm sort of split down the middle there. Let's go get that way shrine, check it out. There's a Nixad. Alright. Wasteland discovered, so if we need to travel quickly, we can get back out here. I wonder if that's a dungeon. Or a delve. While going through that tutorial, or rather creating a new character, I actually was interested to see whether you could go back and do the Morrowind tutorial or not. But I couldn't see an option there. I imagine if I chose Warden, that wouldn't make a difference. It would still have me start here. But I guess if you go and look at the map here, I could just go straight out to Vardenfell, you know, the Stonefalls, or even on our main character. I started out here in Daggerfall, or eventually we ended up in Daggerfall. We went to a few different areas, but yeah, I mean, the way shrines are all open, so you can just instantly go there if you don't want to do the Summerset business, I guess. But I wonder if they'll make it available that you can choose, you know, the original tutorial start area and experience, or even Morrowind, you know.
Please, I was once like you.
A newcomer in the warehouse district. Unusual, but how can I help you today, my friend?
I was wondering how your name ended up in the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
The Divine? Who told you that? If a Justiciar sent you to try and trick me into confessing... No. The High Elves would never send a newcomer to perform such a task. But I admit it. I made my thoughts known.
And what were those thoughts, if you don't mind me asking?
I arranged to bring my cousin here to work with me. The ship arrived, but all the newcomers were carted away. For questioning, they said. I complained to the kin lady and anyone else who would listen. And what has it gotten me? Nothing.
You're not a high elf. Have you lived in Summerset very long?
Oh, my family has been here for generations and generations. Before the Queen's decree, outsiders might have been rare, but we were not unheard of. Our business has grown and gets better every day. That's why I sent for my cousin. We need the help.
Do you like living in Summerset?
Summerset is a rare and beautiful jewel in the Abetian Sea. I love it here. The High Elves treat us like children, but they have never been hostile. The Queen's decree has stirred the waters, though. I fear it will get worse before it gets better.
Right, well that just leaves Olneywill. Olneywill. Oh, actually, are you a riding trainer? Is there a riding trainer somewhere around here? There is a riding trainer. Although I don't know if I have the cash for it. If you go to the riding trainer, you can increase, you know, little things like speed and how much you can carry, stamina, all that sort of stuff. Fang of the Sea Wisp Vipers. At the request of Her Majesty's advisor, Nulithel, I have compiled here this brief accounting of the Maorma of Pyandonea, known commonly as Sea Elves. Read now and let the light of knowledge free you of your fear. Their ancient history is well known across the Dominion and not worth recounting in detail here. Suffice to say that the Archmage known as King Orgnum has long led the outcasts of the Shrouded Isle. He uses foul spells, rituals, and sacrifices to continually renew his youth and vigor. Other rumors you have heard are true. As well, the rituals of Orgnum allow the Maorma to control sea serpents. Some have mastered the art of riding the beasts along the waves, while larger and more docile beasts, less docile beasts, swim in support of their largest fleets. The fleet that now threatens Auridon, we have learned, calls itself the Sea Viper. Recent events in the Three Banners War have driven the Vipers into the seas around Auridon and the mainland. The opportunistic Maorma now seek their own victories in the war against the alliance. Between the alliances, the First Auridon Marines, the Dominion Navy, and others now stand ready to halt the advance of the Maorma. If you see signs of the Vipers, report them at once to your cannon reeve or the nearest Dominion officer. Eagles know that the Viper will not take our nest. Be wary, but have courage. Well, there you go. Watch out for those things. Let's get our mounts. We'll ride. Actually, we'll ride over here. Oh no, we won't ride there. We'll go this way. Let's go through the town.
Next time I'm in the field, I think I'll bring a great warhammer.
Alright. You do that, pal. Have a trot through the city here. I'm sure we'll have more to do with this in a moment. Everyone's most likely out there adventuring. Oh. A few frame issues there. Alright, back to the quest. Went right past... Actually, should... Nah, let's just... Oh, there, it's right there. We might as well just go to the stable. This is stable master, sir.
My mounts are good, and don't let anyone tell you any different. But if you'd rather walk than ride on an animal cared for by the likes of me, suit yourself.
When your character has a mount set active, they can take riding lessons provided by the stable master for a small amount of gold. Use the plus located next to the desired skill. And every 20 hours we're allowed to do another one. I don't have enough money. You need 250, but there you go. You can see you can increase the speed. It increases by 1%, I believe. So you got the percentage there. And it could take quite a while to get that thing maxed out. I haven't quite done that on any of my characters. When I say quite, I'm nowhere near it. But I guess if you log in every day or every 20 hours, you can, you know, click that button and go up, add an attribute to one of those different, or add a point to one of those attributes, rather. Queen's Decree. Where is this guy? Or this person? Some nice blue waters here. Here we go. Oh no.
Go find your own patch of beach.
Oh no, she's right.
Not that you'd understand the concept, but the path to Alaxon requires dedication and complete concentration. I must find the perfect shells, or my pigments will be substandard. And do you know what that will do to my art? Exactly.
What's the path to Alaxon?
An ultimate concept practiced widely here in Summerset. Alaxon is the state of perfection that every High Elf strives for. The path to Alaxon represents the approach we take to achieve that state. Now, why have you interrupted my work?
I heard you made complaints in Shimmerine. I'd like to hear about that.
I believe in caution as much as the next High Elf, but sometimes the rules get in the way of common sense. My apprentice lived here for more than a year. Good help is so hard to find, especially among the newcomers. And she was adept at making dyes.
What happened to your apprentice?
They took her away. Said they had to scrutinize her qualifications, test her knowledge of culture and etiquette. But I haven't seen her since. My work suffers, so of course I complained to the monks. Now I have to gather my own shells.
Did the monks offer any explanation as to where she was or when she'd be returned?
They told me I could fill out some forms and appeal to the kin lady. But who has time for such bureaucracy? And for a wood elf? I've said too much. I have work to do, and all this aggravation has diverted my path to Alaxon.
I'll let you get back to your work.
Perfection requires constant vigilance, so back to it.
Path Alaxon. Alright, anyway. Let's go find our buddy. Razumdar. Now, I don't know if you can still get it, but I believe you pre-ordered, you actually got access to Morrowind as well. I don't know what the exact details are. There might be a different edition where you can get them all and not have to worry about that pre-order thingamajig, but check it out. If you're interested in playing Summerset and you haven't got Morrowind, go and check the website out. Make sure you know which edition you're getting, because you may be able to get the previous expansion as well as part of it.
This is unheard of. Why have you closed the monastery?
Such anger. Raz never expected to hear such words from the Queen's loyal subjects. The sentiment isn't universal, but enough feel this way for Raz to be concerned. Did you learn anything interesting from the people I sent you to talk to?
The artist's assistant and the Red Guard's cousin have both been sequestered.
Sequestered? Just a different word for imprisoned, yes. Ranul's cousin just arrived, but O'Newell's assistant has lived on Summerset since long before the Queen ever issued her decree. What about the lizard? What did Soxolza have to say?
Soxolza was dead by the time I reached him. I found this letter in his pack.
Why would the Aldar gather up newcomers and non-High Elf residents alike and send them to the monastery? Does the King Lady condone this behavior? Raz's head itches, and not in a good way. Our course is clear, Five Claw. We must go to the monastery.
Alright, I will help you investigate the monastery.
Raz admires your enthusiasm, but this one needs you to enter the monastery on your own. Raz has other fish to catch. This one will help you get past the sentry, though. When you notice that the sentry is distracted, just sleep quietly inside.
Okie dokie. Alright, cool. So where are we off to? Oh, over here. Okay. Not too far away. Bit of a frame dip here, but I imagine that's because there's quite a few people roaming around the city, even though I don't really see anybody. Well, here's a few people there. There's a person there. I wonder, there must be like an area where just everybody's clustered or something. There's a fair few over here. No, not that way. Oh, we got a main road over there. I wonder if there's a way to get a little mini map up.
You there! I have a... Damn it, why won't this work?
Did you see a golden knight?
Yes.
I have no idea what that was, and I'm not sure I want to know.
What was that? Alright. Look out for the golden knight.
Sentry, Raz owes you for that game of cards and has come to pay.
Well, I don't recall any... You say I won some gold?
Don't you remember? Raz always pays his debts, and he always buys the drinks.
Gold and drinks? Well, my relief should be along soon, so why not?
That's our cue. Just sneak on in broad daylight. Okay, we're inside. Don't know if we have to sneak around now. Still? Maybe? Nobody seems to care too much that we're in. Here we go. Wood Elves, 4 males, 3 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens. One says she's lived in Summerset for more than a year, moved to preparation cells. Khajiit, 7 males, 9 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens, sent half of the preparation cells and other half to holding cells. Argonians for gender inconclusive, who can tell with muck swimmers, moved to preparation cells for immediate siphoning. Bretons, 1 male, 2 females, claim to be traders from Wayrest, or did they say Daggerfall? Does it even matter? Why am I writing all this down? What does the new Oldark plan to do with this information placed in holding cells? Red Guards, 2 males, 4 females, all arrived on a ship from Hammerfell. One says she was sent for by Ranul the trader, sent half to holding and the other half to preparation. Nords, 1 male, claims to be part of something called the Nord Cultural Exchange, sent to holding. More down there. My dear Oldark Tilkala, I am so glad you suggested transferring to our beloved monastery. I was happy to use my influence to make that happen, especially after that insightful discussion we had concerning Queen Ayrenn's radical and frankly dangerous decree. I look forward to working with you to make sure Shimmerine, and indeed all of Summerset remain safe and secure. You plan to sequester newcomers in order to test their suitability for residency in Shimmerine is a stroke of genius. Determining who has the ability and temperament to become productive members of our society and who does not will allow us to spot troublemakers and lackadaisical transients before any damage is done. It isn't a perfect solution, but it will suffice until we can urge the unforeseen queen to rescind this order and send all of Nibbana, the unwelcome, back to where they came from. Send me a list of candidates you deem acceptable for life in Summerset. I'm sure Proxy Queen Alwenar will appreciate having documentation concerning who we permitted to stay and who we sent away. I keep saying that Summerset is sacrosanct. Let Auradon deal with the other races. After all, our beloved queen spends all her time there anyway, carousing with cats and wood elves. I'm sure she'd love more company. Kin Lady Avanice.
No, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap.
Where can I find the people that have been sequestered?
You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Oldark brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep. That was a hint, by the way.
Tell me about the Oldark and the new monks.
Oldark Tilkala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by Kin Lady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something strange about that bunch.
Strange? What do you mean?
The Oldark and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own purposes and ordered the rest of us to avoid the ancient vaults beneath the monastery. Now, please, let me get back to my nap.
You must have some idea where they're sequestering the newcomers.
Again with the questions about the newcomers. Why do you care about the complexities of Altma bureaucracy? Still, if I had to make a guess, I'd say they were taking into the Undercroft for registration and processing. Now go away.
Alright. Go back to sleep. Alright. So, we're still investigating the monastery.
You've got to the count of 3 to leave.
Uh-oh.
1.
Was that... Oh. Was that because of me? Did he see me? Is that what the... Oh, right. We still... Oh, hang on. He still wants to... We still need to talk to this guy.
No, not now, please. You'll have to ask one of the monks. Again with the questions.
Anything
about
else I should know about this monastery?
The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Oldark has closed us down until further notice. That means if any of the monks spot you, they'll raise the alarm. Me? I never saw you. Now, if you don't mind, my nap awaits.
So I got an arrow. Maybe it's just in this general area. I don't know. It seems a bit strange. Like there's something over here, right? Oh, it's above. Okay, I gotcha. It's above. Let's go. Let's watch out. We don't want to raise the alarm. Although I've been running around pretty freely so far.
Unusual knick-knack for an Aldark's office, wouldn't you agree? I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind.
And what purpose would that be?
The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public either.
I saw a pearl like that. There were strange creatures nearby.
Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding, we need to find out what's happening with the missing newcomers.
How did you happen to get past the sentry, by the way?
The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, but I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerine than the usual politics and community relations.
What else could be going on here?
That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldark and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft. Care to join me?
I'll meet you in the Undercroft.
A curious pearl. I wonder where the Aldark acquired it. Probably not important. I'll meet you in the Undercroft, and we can see what's going on with the newcomers.
Okay, I will meet you there right after I read every single book on this bookshelf. All these bookshelves. Let's see if I gain any knowledge. I do, there we go. A little bit on medium armor, which... I don't know. I don't really need it, but anyway. Seeing as I'm looking to go all heavy armor. Alright, so Undercroft. Down below, investigate there. Oh! They didn't see me. They didn't see anything. They just saw a flash. And that was it. Oh, damn, not this way. Here we go. Oh, parkour. In we go.